All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 750. I'm your host, GPD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who's almost guaranteed to say something weird tonight, Wombat.
That's a pretty fair bet, I'm going to say. Yeah. I got a new Funko soda today.
Last week, in the mail. Wait, you're changing the subject already? I was just going to say, last week you said a lot of weird things.
Okay. I was gonna start with something weird. I was like,
okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I got the Ron Swanson Funko soda.
Okay, why is that weird?
Oh, because weird. Who buys a toy of a sitcom character?
You?
Me.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
American dollars on that.
Yep.
Is it on sale?
It was. It was part of us. It was like if you buy enough stuff, you get X% off.
Buy one, get one.
Shitty sale. A shitty sale.
It wasn't no. Actually, you know what? It's funny. It was Entertainment Earth, and it was using the CAG code that. There
you go.
That was sent out on the video game deals Twitter thread. So that's what I used to buy the stuff. So
nice.
Actually, it was a video. It was actually because of you. How weird is that?
So are you taking that out of the can?
I don't want to take any credit.
No, it is out of the can.
Or blame.
I have one of the gifts I got from my wife for Hanukkah was this hand painted picture
of Funko Pops.
From Parks and Rec.
And a cameo from a Funko Pop.
It's like a whole bunch of it's like a picture of coffee mugs, and each coffee mug has a reference to a different thing from Parks and Rec. If you're a fan of that show, you get it.
You would know the coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Wait, are the coffee mugs from the show, or just the sayings on the coffee mugs?
Just the saying. Only one of the coffee mugs, actually maybe two, are actually ones that have been on the show.
Have you even seen this show before? This seems like you don't even know.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen the show before.
Is it an oil painting or a photograph?
No, it's like a watercolor. I'm going to say watercolor.
Like impressionist or?
And that's hanging up. It's over there. You can't see it, obviously. But I can every time I look up. Yeah.
Okay.
And on top of the frame, I used a little bit of double-sided tape, and I put the Ron Swanson on the top of the picture frame. So it's this whole little Parks and Rec little thing.
Shrine.
I'll send you
a shrine.
A shrine. Yes. It's my little shrine to Parks and Rec. So there.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy any merch with Parks and Rec on it.
But... I mean, might be one of my, I would say top 5 sitcoms of all time. We'll say top 5.
I don't feel like
What are the other 4 then?
I know. I wouldn't know the answer to that.
Just look at all the junk behind them, and you can
the other 4 are all Night Court.
New Night Court's coming. What do you think about New Night Court?
What? I am
it's got John Larroquette.
No, it does not. You're just making this all up. He's not even alive anymore.
John Larroquette
They brought him back from the dead.
Yes, it wasn't worth it.
It's Undead Dan.
Harry and Christine are both no longer with us. And what's his face?
Mel Torme.
Mac. And Mel Torme. Mel Torme, Mac, Harry, Christine, and 2 of the bailiffs are no longer with us.
So who's left? Just John Larroquette.
John Larroquette, Bull, and Roz.
That is not like if you were a betting man, like Bull is not the guy you would say is like he's gonna outlast everybody, right?
So what I read was that Bull said no.
Wait, Bull's not even in this?
No, Bull said no, and Roz was never asked.
Racist.
So, but John Larroquette is on the show.
He apparently said yes.
Yeah, he said yes. I'm sure
they can't even make that show now.
No,
that show is so politically incorrect. I mean,
I don't even think that's not even the reason why you can't make it. But
everyone's dead.
Yeah,
that's another reason.
The other thing that kind of turns me off a little bit is Harry Anderson's daughter is a comedy writer, but she's not a comedy writer on this show.
She probably doesn't want to be.
I don't know. I don't know if they asked her and she said no, but I feel like, at least that would be something tying it together a little bit.
Pretty much just write themselves, though.
Yeah, they do.
Like AI now can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had that AI rewriting, writing episodes of Knight Rider for me.
Do you?
It
did. It worked.
Did it?
I swear.
I'm just thinking how that show's going to work now. I think it's just Dan with like memes of Mac saying that's a penis. That just like pops up like every 5 seconds.
Right.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
That would be a better show.
That's like a pretty good show. Just like
here's what I'll say.
Dan
I will definitely
just reaction memes from various Night Court memes.
I will definitely watch it.
Which streaming service was blessed enough to receive this show?
Well, it's going to be on NBC.
It's
going to be on
network series.
This is a network show.
I remember. It was big.
How are they positioning it with Ghosts?
It's on a different network, so I don't know. This is going to be interesting.
Right. Is that their competitor?
I mean, technically.
I mean, in the time slot, you get. Is that something?
I don't think it's
do people like line their sitcoms up against each other?
Definitely.
I don't think.
Of course,
I don't know how that works anymore.
Oh, with streaming, maybe not.
I don't even watch Ghosts when it's on.
Right.
I watch it the next day during dinner.
Right. It's all different.
Mm-hmm. Ghosts is a really good show, though. Not top 5, at least not yet.
Right.
It's still four Night Courts and Parks and Rec.
All right. Top 25.
Yeah, top 25 for sure.
Good.
The other ones are all 30 Rock.
Right. But really, the chat AI did write. I asked it to write scenes from like for Knight Rider and for RoboCop, and it worked. I told it to write a scene where Michael farts in Kit, and gets embarrassed about it, and then ejects in shame, and it fucking did it. It nailed it. It completely. It was completely sounded like it could be an episode of Knight Rider. I mean, it just writes a few paragraphs. It doesn't write a whole episode. And I did one where I asked I said, write a scene where RoboCop retires from the police force and becomes a weed farmer. And it did. He like makes an announcement in front of the police force and says he's dedicating his life.
Michael, this cannabis is dank.
No. That was RoboCop. That was RoboCop.
Oh, sorry.
Kit complained about the fart. Kit complained like the fart in a way that Kit would. And Michael ejected in shame.
How did you not write one where RoboCop's driving Kit?
Ooh, or just Michael Knight and RoboCop have to go on a mission together.
I mean, I didn't spend that much time with it. I was like, ooh. And then sometimes it doesn't work. The thing,
I would watch that crossover.
The chat AI. So like,
have we confirmed that like this is how Ready Player One was written?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
For real though, they confirmed today, I just read, that CNET has been using AI to write some of its articles.
That's not that surprising. Have you read some of these articles that are online now?
Yes, I have. Some of them, like
I don't
it's
think
just
you're
like
supposed to
SEO
write. I don't think
fodder.
you're supposed to read them. I think you're just supposed to
look at the ads.
Look at the ads. You're not supposed to read the text anymore.
Scroll through all the ads, as many ads as possible,
right,
and then go somewhere else.
That's how I do it.
Probably ask an AI soon.
These Funko Pops don't buy themselves.
You could ask the AI where you can find all the great deals.
It's just ridiculous nowadays, though. Like just on the largest websites you could find, it just still has the trashiest ads, just like right there alongside like somebody trying to like write something serious, and it's always just like such hyperbolic ads.
It's because they don't have top-notch ad operation services.
Can you fix all this?
I could fix it on the sites that I work on, and guess what? I do. And you know what people usually don't complain about on my sites? The ads that show up. So
what about the ones with all the jizz on them?
We don't have those ads
anymore.
Did I send that to you? That was like, you realize that was, I think, 13 years ago.
I remember when somebody sends something like that to you, it tends to stick with you.
I know, and we actually never ran that. I had to email them politely and go, "I'm sorry, but we can't run this ad."
Excuse me, there's just like 80% too much jizz on this ad. If we
and that was for a website that doesn't even exist anymore.
Hotjizz.com.
Hotjizz.com. Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Like I just don't understand. Like if you just like I open up Microsoft Edge, right? It just goes to like whatever the Microsoft homepage is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like there's like a couple of stories there, but like you scroll down like just like 3 levels, and all of a sudden you're like, here's the best balance transfer credit card of 2023. Like compare credit, and like it's It doesn't take you long. It's just hot garbage. Or it's like, this is Microsoft. This is your site.
I lost you when you said you opened Microsoft Edge.
Edge is fine.
I was like, who did that? I'll say one good thing about Microsoft Edge. It has a PDF editor built into it, and you can save stuff.
Sure. It's remarkable to me that we're at this point, like, where
we're selling shitty ads on browsers.
Microsoft
is doing it.
Microsoft is doing it. Yeah. Like, and it's embedded to where it just looks like an article, right? Like, it's just right alongside.
I mean, I assume it's interesting because obviously most ads that you see on your on general websites, if they're ad network ads, ones that aren't controlled by the sites themselves, then they're going to come through the Google product because that's the most popular out there.
Sure.
But I'm assuming that Microsoft doesn't use the Google product for their programmatic ads.
They use the Bing product, or is that a thing?
I don't know. That's just it. It's like I'm not sure what they use because I've never had to be in a situation where I've worked with someone where like, oh no, we don't use Google stuff.
Can we just use a little discretion of what we're putting out there? That's all I'm asking. It's like somebody at Microsoft loads up this page every day and goes like, oh, this is fine. This is great.
You're saying like you wouldn't have that on your Xbox dashboard. Why would you have that on basically what your Microsoft dashboard is on your computer?
Correct.
On your desktop.
Right. Like, just like the default is just like, here's the crap. Hope you like it.
Now I want to look.
It's the same no matter which website, like default website you hit on. It's the same stuff. Like you scroll down just out of the first little view that comes up and you're just like, this is just nonsense down here.
Right. The nonsense happens quick. You don't even have to
very quick.
You don't have to go that far.
No.
Anyway, speaking of very quick, do you want to hear about my Orange Theory conquest?
I would love to hear about your Orange. Please.
It has a backstory that's probably more interesting than the.
I want to hear all of it.
Than the front story.
I care about what you care about.
Oh, that doesn't sound right. Who are you and what did you do with Wombat? What drugs are you on now to get you through this cold? Tea? What kind of tea is that? That mushroom tea? If you might start throwing up. Look for him to go out of frame. So I had like a physical recently, as people do, and you get like a blood test and stuff like that. And the doctor said, "Oh, they found some too much blood in your urine." Actually, like the blood was okay, but like the urine, they're like, "Oh, I need you to go to this urologist, right?" And the guy's like, "Well, we do two things when we find blood in your urine. We give you a CAT scan and we shove a camera." Oh, he didn't use these words, but we shove a camera on a tube up your dick hole and look at everything with a camera. And
so I want to get to that part. I want to hear more about that. But were you seeing blood in your urine? Or
no. It was it only came up in like the test. Because I was getting a test.
So trace amounts of urine.
Yes. And the guy's like, this is the standard protocol. This is what we do. Those two things, right?
Okay. I just wanted to set the table here to see where we were coming from.
And he's like, don't worry. I mean, he's like the camera in the dick sounds a lot. I mean, he didn't use these terms, but he said, camera in the dick is not as bad as it sounds, which immediately doesn't sound right. Like, how could that? It must be as bad as it sounds, right? But whatever. So
was it weird when they took you to the
B&H photo
to Madison Square Garden and put you on the cams on the big screen?
There wasn't that cam. No. So
it wasn't Jumbotron. So
the first part was going to this, and you'll see where this gets to the Orange Theory thing. But the first part was the CAT scan, which was supposed to be like the easy thing, right? But I didn't know ahead of time that I was going to have to get an IV. And of course, like my mind did that thing where it was like, oh no, IV. I didn't, because like it's a fine line between like doing the research on what you're going to go through in the procedure and then freaking out about it from doing just reading about it, and then, or like freaking out about it, just finding out about it on the spot. So I went with just going on the spot. And they said about the IV, and they started doing it to me, and I guess I fainted again because they were waking me up with the smelling salts. But whatever, they made me feel very good about it. They were like, this happens all the time. We even have to keep the smelling salts right here. I feel like I should, by the way, Ship, you may want to do this. Just carry some smelling salts around with you. And if you feel yourself getting weak, you just crack one of those bad boys. I'm thinking about trying to order those off of Amazon.
Sure. I feel like
you got it under control.
I know enough to control it at this point. I know what the triggers are. I know the early warning signs and how to unwind those.
I should have told them before and like just had them like lie me down.
And the IV was just to put that liquid in so they could see stuff. Right?
Exactly.
It's not even like a thing. But
they were just putting the IV in and then once they get you to the thing, I think then they. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I do that thing where I pass out. And by the way, the amount of fucking water that comes out of me is completely unbelievable. Like,
oh, when you pass out?
Yes. Like,
yeah.
Like as wet as if I went into a pool and just came out. I mean, not that, and then like dripped for a little bit. Like,
yeah, that's your body saying, "Look at this asshole."
Right. Like, so everything that I touched for this procedure was just wet with my sweat. Yeah. Super gross. Anyway, so like I
find that's a key. You got to tell them ahead of time that that's a possibility because it also relaxes you.
Yes.
Because you're not like worried that something's going to happen because they know now.
And they can take care of you. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it takes a level off there.
Right. They were good and they took care of me and I was able to get into the CAT scan and do all that shit. But it was the camera in the dick hole, which was something that I was a little more concerned about because...
It's a camera in your dick hole?
Camera in your dick hole. Like, best case, I don't know what the procedure is, but like I'm assuming they're going to inject something in your dick or something to numb it. I was wrong about that. It's some gel they put on there.
Yeah, it's going to be topical, I think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know. I didn't want to look at it. I just wanted to go there.
Think about that. Some guy coming with a big syringe in there.
I don't
Novocaine.
Right. So, first of all, my plan is going in here is to tell the guy straight up like that I'm a big pussy and I'm going to faint, and have him lie me down as much as possible, but also to have my phone and watch a sketch from I Think You Should Leave because I've had good success with doing that to distract myself. So I'm prepared for that. I even downloaded an episode that I wanted to watch. So as soon as I go into the room, there's like a big fucking chair in there. And then, if the chair faces a counter and on the counter is all the equipment that they're going to be using for the fucking procedure. And I'm like, oh no. And I just, I can't look. I know I can't look at that in that direction at all. And so she was like, go piss in this cup and put it on the counter and then just wait for the doctor. So now I have to do all that without looking at the counter, which I do. And then, but like sitting in the chair, it just faces that fucking counter. So now I'm sitting in the chair just like sideways, like a weirdo, looking at the wall and looking at my phone and just trying to do anything but think about it. So the guy comes in, the doctor comes in, and I tell him, I explained everything to him. I got this, I'm going to watch this comedy thing, lie me down as much as possible, the fainting thing. I'm all ready to go. Just wait till I start my sketch, my comedy, my show before you do anything. Because he's got the topical gel. Like, I'm like, oh, just wait till I get the video going. He's ready to start. And meanwhile, it's the fucking worst. Like, you don't want anybody, like, looking at your penis anyway. And especially in this situation. So it was all fucking horrible.
I would be like, okay, I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
And you don't have to answer it.
Of course.
But I know that if it was me in this situation.
Yeah.
And it's probably a little cold.
It was very cold.
Nervous.
There was no penis. I'm surprised that he could find my penis.
Okay, I'm gonna say because my penis would probably be like it would probably be inside my body.
Dude,
I would probably
As worried as I would be 99% of the time about something like that, like in any other situation, it was not really on my radar at that point. At that point, I'd given up. I'm like, look, it's not. Fuck it. If the goal is to not faint, basically. And basically that's it.
Yeah.
Or get an erection.
I knew that wasn't going to happen.
You can go one of two ways with it, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's one of two ways.
That wasn't going to happen.
Either there's just nothing there and you're like a Ken doll with testicles.
Right.
Or Or
No.
it's the other thing, and
No
you learn
way.
something new
Who's
about
gonna get an
yourself.
erection in that situation? Knowing
I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it does.
Really?
I
It was
mean,
so
there's even
bad.
like nervous erections are a thing too.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention when I walked in the room and I saw the big chair, there was also like medical paper on the floor that was clearly there for like a mess that was expected. And I was just like, ugh. So doctor comes in, I explain, I got to watch the video. Now, when I chose the sketch, of course, ahead of time, I was going to choose the sketch ahead of time. I was going to leave that up to chance. So I decided I was going to watch something that I just hadn't seen in a while, like a sketch that was fairly long. And I think you should leave sketch, of course, that was fairly long that I hadn't watched in a while. And I didn't think about it too much because those were the only two criteria that I thought about. And the one that I came upon was the Calico Cut Pants sketch. You familiar with that one?
Yeah, that's the one where the pee in your pants, you got to donate.
Right. Now, the doctor, right before he puts the tube in, he's like, you're going to feel like you're going to have to pee really badly. Right? And I'm like, okay, right. And so he's doing it, and I'm hitting play on the thing, and the guy, they just start talking about peeing in the pants. It's got nothing to do with pee. The doctor is hearing the video. He's like, are you watching urology humor? Like, what? He's like, what is that? And I said literally out loud, I've made a terrible mistake. And just, I'm like laughing and going, and like, because it's like, all right, I'm in your bladder now. You're going to really feel like you have to pee. And I'm just like looking on the side of my
I'm in your bladder now is something I never want to hear.
I know. And I'm just like, and then he was done and I didn't faint. And he was like, you did great. And everything looked great. So then I was excited, and I knew that the Orange Theory had the rowing test today, the 200-meter row, the same day.
Wait, same day?
Same day. The test was at 9 o'clock. The procedure was at 9 o'clock, and the class was at 10:45. And I was like, the guy says I'm good. He didn't say, like, he didn't give me any type of, like, warning. He didn't even say, like, don't jack off. He didn't say anything. He just said, like, you're just going to feel maybe a little discomfort, maybe see some blood in your pee, but that's it. No, and he said, you did great, whatever. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, if I feel okay.
I'm uncomfortable hearing this story.
No. It's okay. So
nervous erection over here.
So I tell myself if I feel okay by 10:30 or so, I'm going to go and bang this out because it's only a 200-meter row. Like, I can do that. I know I can do that like in 20-something seconds.
At no point did this ever sound like a bad idea to you, because this sounds like a terrible idea.
Sounds like a bad idea.
I thought about it and I said, like, if I feel okay, I'm going to do it. The doctor didn't say anything, like, don't do anything. Like, he didn't give me any restriction whatsoever. So I felt like it didn't feel good when I peed. That's for sure. It felt like
Sure.
I was fucking pissing fire, basically. Like, yeah, I ate hot wings. I drank hot wings, and then they came out, basically.
Right. There's all kinds of inflammation in there.
Yeah. It was bad. But I was feeling really good, and I was feeling good because the doctor gave me the clean bill of health.
Oh yeah,
I got the result. Well, I got the results right. So I got the results right there. So I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. And also, I know how to do this kind of row. Like, I just know there's different type of form for it. I know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna fucking do it. So the class comes. I'm doing. There's some part before it, and I'm doing the class. Everything's going great, and I'm like, all right, it's time for the row. I'm gonna fucking bang it out, right? So she counts it down, start rowing, and I push real hard, real good. Like, I'm going really well. And because, you see your watts, like 700 something watts is a lot. But
I'm waiting. I'm
the
waiting
rower,
for the shoe. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop.
The rower starts moving forward as I'm pulling back. I'm going so fast and good that the rower, every time I pull, the rower is moving up like 2 inches or 3 inches. Now, I'm not like a science man, but I can figure out right then and there that I'm losing some power and there's no way that I'm going to like beat any score because I'm fucking literally moving the rower. Right, Chip? I mean, you're the engineer here.
Yeah, it doesn't
sound like I'm going to win.
It doesn't sound like you're going to win.
So the coach comes over and like eventually, like after I've already moved like 6 inches, and she puts her foot on the thing to try to hold it down, but I'm like defeated because obviously I'm fucked already. So I was like, there's another run after this. You get to do one like 10, 15 minutes later. Part 2, I was like, I'm just going to do that. Like, can you just hold it down from the beginning this time? I didn't get hurt. I'm sorry to disappoint anybody. I didn't get hurt. But on the second time, she held it down. I didn't do as well the first time because I was already tired. But I did get my personal best. And I did get the best score, the best time in the entire
I was ready to say,
yeah.
and then I peed myself.
No, then I continued to pee like I was pissing out fire for the rest of the day.
Okay, just one day though. That's not so bad.
No, it was not even the whole day. By night, I was okay.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad that you're okay.
Number 1 on the leaderboard. Didn't faint. Well, 1 out of the 2 times I didn't faint, and yeah, it all worked out. That's all. It had a happy story. I wasn't gonna blow out like my testes or something like that.
And that's how I lost the testicle.
Trust me, I'm a big pussy. Like if I thought like I shouldn't be doing something, I'm gonna err on the side of I'm not doing that.
I feel
thing.
like there was a golden opportunity to like be waited on by family members for this one.
I had to, no, come on.
I'm just saying.
Waited on like what? They're all, Mrs. Chibi's at work and Ty's at school.
Maybe she would have brought you home like some matzo ball soup or something.
I don't need that shit.
I don't know.
Right. I did 27 seconds. By the way. Oh, but here's the most ridiculous part of the story is that
there can't be a most ridiculous part that you haven't said.
Right, it's really not. But
don't oversell it.
They changed like the little computer that's on top of the rowing machine. That counts, that like collects your fucking time, and it doesn't collect anything to the right of the decimal point. Which, like in rowing, it all comes down. I mean, on a 200-meter row, that comes down.
I stand corrected. That is more ridiculous than you having a camera shoved in your penis. You know what? I didn't think you could top that.
I still beat everybody by 2 seconds. It didn't matter. It didn't come down to that. But it was. I was going to say something, but I didn't want to be a Karen. I was already a Karen because I said, there used to be a coat rack there, and the coat rack disappeared. And I asked the manager, "Is the coat rack coming back?" And what do you think her answer was?
No.
Right, with no explanation. And I was like, I guess I'm not supposed to ask about the coat rack? I don't know.
No, you lunatic.
I mean, am I supposed to read between the lines that like somebody got their coat stolen or
who shoved a camera in this guy's pee hole?
That was a few days before, so I didn't want to mention anything about the rowing computers. But yeah, I was like, shit. I'm like, she's like, yeah, just put your jacket in your locker. And I was like, well, I mean, if it's like raining out, it's not great. But anyway, I didn't say anything. Just kept my opinions to myself. Anyway, should we do some show feedback?
Oh yeah, I forgot we were doing a show.
Is the show over?
It might be. I don't know where to go with this. So Sinful Fate said that Wombat is right. The offer is excellent. The reason I put this comment on the show, not just because I like being right, the offer is in fact excellent, is how annoying it is that there's 900 streaming systems and that y'all probably never see this show. And I think you would really enjoy it.
I already forgot what it's about.
It's about the making of The Godfather.
I remember now.
Yes.
You're right. It's on Paramount, right?
Yeah, it's on Paramount Plus.
One day they'll have a show that I'll just have to buy in for, but I don't think they have it yet.
No, they don't have it yet.
Although...
Getting better. Paramount Plus is getting better.
It's got that Sylvester Stallone show.
It does. It has lots of Star Trek stuff on it. And it has a lot of old man shows. I only
That's also a Star Trek, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also a Star Trek. Old man shows. I know.
Right.
My father, it's like my father's favorite streaming service. So yeah, it all checks.
Right. One day.
Mm-hmm. And this one, I like this comment because I actually listened to the clip. Dalton DiMartino had to say, I was just listening to podcast number 134.
Why?
That's weird in itself. And Chibi just said, "There's no way we will be doing the CAGcast in 2022/2023. Just thought that was funny." Someone actually asks on the show if they see us on CAGcast 134. One of the CAGback questions was, "Do you think you'll be doing the show 15 years from now?" And here we are, more than 15 years from now, still doing the show. But you very pointedly said, "There is no way we will be doing this show in 15 years."
I said 15 years or 2022, 2023?
You didn't say 2022, 2023, but it was 15 years ago. You said, "There's no way we'll be doing this show in 15 years."
But technically, I think I have to the end of this year to be correct.
I think so.
Okay,
maybe.
Cool.
Maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
I know. Okay.
I didn't hear the clip, but I believe that I said that.
I know. You did say
it is
that.
Funny.
It is
funny.
Yes.
Chanafan made that a classic clip. I saw, I think.
He did.
Chanafan is on it.
Yep.
I don't know what he's on, but
that's how I listened to it, because I wasn't going to go to the episode and check it out myself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Should we watch this, jerks?
I would be more than happy to. You and I both watched something, not together, but we both watched the same thing.
Mm-hmm. You told me to watch it.
It's the rare, I'm going to say, is it the rare double thumbs up?
Sure. It's not that. I don't think we have a rare double thumbs up. It's more like it's rare that we both watch the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
That's the more rare part.
I know. But we both enjoyed the menu.
Yes.
Enjoyed also being a weird way to describe it, but
right. It's an entertaining movie that's about, I guess, the service industry and fine dining, and
it's social commentary on class structure in the United States of America. I don't know,
but it's more importantly, it's entertaining. It's under 2 hours, and it's on HBO Max, which I have already.
Yes, it is all those things, and it is a good movie, and
it's
everyone
for adults,
in it.
By the way,
my daughter watched it.
What?
Yeah, she liked it actually a lot too. So,
does she want to work in a restaurant now?
Not now, but yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was well done.
Yeah,
and sure.
It's not for little kids. I wouldn't say it's not a shipwreck family night.
No, you don't want that on in the background.
And I wouldn't let my son watch that movie.
Yeah.
But, looking for a good cannibalism movie for my kids.
It is not cannibalism.
It's not. That's where you think it goes. But
a lot of people thought that, and I will say that because I feel like it deters people from seeing the movie. There is no, I don't know where people got that concept from, but whatever. It's not important.
Right.
The trailers, I think, steer you that way.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah. Don't watch anything. Just check it out.
Yeah. You don't want any spoilers. I'm not going to say anything more than that, only because that's not the movie, and that saying that the movie isn't spoiling the movie. It's like, Star Wars isn't a Western. Doesn't spoil Star Wars.
It's kind of a Western.
I know it is kind of a Western, as I was saying, and I'm like, but I guess it kind of is.
Batman's a scientist.
Yeah.
It's not Batman. I mean, it's not Batman.
Yeah.
No,
it's Leonard Nimoy that says it's not Batman.
You sure? I thought it was
not Leonard
Marge.
Nimoy, it's a scientist.
I thought it was Marge talking
it is Marge.
for
it's Marge.
Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, no, for the scientist.
Or somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, Leonard Nimoy's on the monorail. Whatever.
Monorail. All right, what else?
I watched also on Netflix. I watched a lot of. Oh no, this was on Netflix. I watched a lot of movies this weekend. I watched The Pale Blue Eye, which is the Christian Bale movie that just came out, where he plays a detective in the
City.
It's like the 18 somethings, in New York.
Wait, who?
Christian Bale.
No, who is he playing?
He plays a detective.
Batman.
Oh, just a detective. Okay.
Just a detective, not Batman.
Not Batman.
And he's trying to solve a murder at West Point Academy.
I know that place.
In the 1800s, and he is helped on the case by a cadet
Batman.
there. No, the cadet
Bruce Wayne, a young Bruce Wayne.
It's a young Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh. Is he like high on morphine or something?
No, he's
like
not
ether?
high on
Is he just like sniffing ether rags the whole time?
No.
That'd be good.
A lot of the rumors about Edgar Allan Poe and his drug use may not have been true, and they may have been, put in the press by people who didn't like him. That's part of that.
That made me like him though.
I'm just saying.
It didn't work. Yeah. Anyway.
It's not bad. It's too long for you, Cheapy. You're not going to watch it. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's very slow. It's very like, oh, here's a lot of gray. It's a very gray and white movie. Like it's snow everywhere. It's lots of landscapes. It's one of those movies where it's like, look how fancy our camera work is. Look how wide we can get our shot. Look how
I do like that.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography is really good. Don't get me wrong. It's very impressive.
Okay.
So if you want to see a movie like that, where it's like as much about the visual sparsity of it as it is about the story itself, because the story itself is probably like middle of the road.
But would you say it's a visual wonder?
But yeah, I was going to say, but visually it's very impressive.
Mrs. GB sometimes will ask to watch a visual wonder.
Yeah.
So would you say that qualifies?
It might.
But it's not an epic visual wonder.
No, it's not like sweeping vistas because
Right.
it's
Dark.
It's the Hudson Valley in the winter.
So a lot of fog and snow.
It's a lot of snow and a lot of bare trees and
right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Pale Blue Eye.
Pale Blue Eye. It's on Netflix. I also watched Troll on Netflix.
I heard good things about Troll.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna say, is it Swedish? Maybe not
Yeah.
American. Yeah, not American movie.
Please get our country right.
Yeah, about a troll that's it's like a Godzilla movie, but instead of
Okay.
Godzilla, it's a troll.
The Troll's the enemy.
The troll is you have to watch the movie.
Does he have a heart of gold?
I think they would have to like really, dig to check that out, but they don't, we don't see if it's actually made of gold.
Well, I meant, metaphorically.
I know, I was kidding.
Oh.
I was kidding. That actually was a good movie. That movie's also short.
Okay.
And might be worth your time.
I heard it was good. It was recommended to me by one Ben Gilbert.
I know he really liked it. That's the reason why I'm like, you know what, I'll give this a shot.
It's interesting.
So
interesting.
I didn't dislike it. I'm not saying that I loved it, but I liked it. It's a like, not a love. Does that qualify?
Sure.
If you want to see a movie that's basically a Godzilla movie, but instead of Japan, it's Europe and
Countryside.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. It hits all those beats like, like we don't know what this is. And there's that, I'm telling you, it's a troll. And they're like, you're crazy. There's no such thing as trolls. And then a troll steps on that guy. And it's like, you see, you should have believed in the troll.
Do we see enough troll to make it worthwhile? Or is it like, are they, you know what I'm saying?
Is it also like a Godzilla movie?
There's a good amount of troll, but not a ton of troll.
Got it. Fair enough.
You know what we watched?
What?
The Masters of the Universe live action film.
Oh, the Dolph Lundgren classic?
Yes. The classic. That's a good way to state what that movie is.
Courtney Cox is in that movie, and
I do know that Courtney Cox is in that
movie. It's a shame she never did anything else again after that.
Right. Yeah. Like, what's she doing in that movie? That movie. It's so weird.
I assume.
Yeah, I would guess so. I mean,
she's like 19 in that movie, though.
Oh, she's super young. Yeah. Such a weird movie still.
Yes.
Like,
why?
Have you ever seen it, GP?
Yes. I mean, the whole look of it makes you wonder what they were thinking.
Yeah. Why? Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking me. Yeah.
Why does everything look this way, basically?
Yeah. Like, why is He-Man shooting so many guns? Like laser guns? Like they had laser guns in Masters of the Universe, but you never saw He-Man shooting laser guns.
It'd be stupid. He's strong. He's stronger than a laser gun.
Right. You had like Zodak and people like firing the
losers.
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, he had the guns in his
chest.
Yeah, chest. Let's go like this.
That's much better than having them on a belt. It's good for going through airport security. Oh, I guess not. They're going to see it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not good for anything.
The fact that like you're in Eternia for like 5 minutes in that movie before you get magically whisked away to New Jersey.
Well, that's because of the budget cuts.
I don't care. Like, just tell me you could have it in New Jersey and keep telling me it's Eternia.
Right.
Right? Like,
Do you think that there should have been like the whole Prince Adam thing in that movie, or do you think they were better off just not adding that extra
they
layer?
completely like they didn't know what to do with that, right? Like they have the sword, and you can tell like, oh, that sword seems important, but they take it away from He-Man, and it doesn't do anything. But then like at the end of the movie, he grabs the sword and says, "I have the power," or whatever.
Right. They probably had enough money for him to do that one time. You know, to do like a transformation or some sort of sword effect.
The first Thor movie is essentially the Masters of the Universe movie, but with a budget. I think they were trying. That's kind of, I think, what they were going for.
Yeah, they were going for something.
Well, in the Thor movie, he starts off, he's got, all his powers. He's out wherever he is, not Valhalla. Why am I losing my mind? I'm literally losing my mind. Where the Norse people live, and Asgard. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. I got there. It's I swear to God, it's this virus. My memory is shot. And so he's in Asgard. He fights people. He gets his powers taken away, and he gets sent to New Mexico instead of New Jersey.
Sure.
And then he spends the rest of the movie trying to get his hammer back, where Master of the Universe is trying to get the sword back so he can get back home and fight the big bad guy. It's the same movie. I'm telling you.
It is. They also like they did the thing where they were trying to sell some new toys too, though. So you didn't know any of the bad guys. Like it's Skeletor, and here's some like new henchmen.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that.
Like, why? Why
Right.
new guys? We don't want to see new guys. We want to see Beastman.
Beastman's there, but it doesn't.
I know
look like
Beastman
him.
is there. I know.
Yeah.
Beastman and Evil Lyn are there.
Evil Lyn's there. Yep.
But where's Cyclops, Triclops, and Manny Faces? And
Manny Faces is a good guy.
Yeah, I know Manny Faces is a good guy.
Lockjaw? Trapjaw? What's his name?
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw.
He was my favorite toy. He was a good quality toy.
He was.
He had that loop in his head, so you could make him go down a string.
A string. Yeah.
I did that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Got that string.
They could have done that in the movie.
Right. that would be really uncomfortable.
And instead of Orko, they had Billy Barty in a troll costume.
That's bad. Or you gotta have Orko.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Billy Barty. He deserved better. They could have just put him in a red coat and a hat.
Orko could have had legs. It would have been all right. Or just make this thing really long. His dress really long.
I don't. My kids didn't love it, but they did watch every minute.
TV.
What else did you watch? You watched TV.
I did. I watched this latest stand-up special on, is it HBO? HBO or Netflix, one of those. It's the Atsuko I'm blind. Okatsuka, the intruder. It was very funny. Even Mrs. Cheapy watched it with me. It's very difficult to get her to watch a stand-up comic. But I think because she was Japanese, it helped. And she has a funny bowl haircut.
I was gonna say she's the bowl haircut lady, right?
Yes, it was. She was very funny. I would recommend that for sure. We made it through the whole thing. It was like 50 minutes.
Cool.
That was good.
I watched a documentary on Paramount Plus called "Sometimes When We Touch."
I watched all 3 episodes.
Did you?
I did.
Did you like it?
I watched all 3 episodes.
I know it's not very good, right? I also watched all 3 episodes.
What is that about? Air supply or something?
It kind of actually. What's his name? Dan Hill sings "Sometimes When We Touch."
Okay,
but it's about light rock.
Yeah,
and it's a documentary that was made in conjunction with MTV about soft rock, but it really doesn't know what soft rock is as a documentary.
It doesn't. Like they kept throwing Elton John in there, and I'm like, this isn't what I consider soft rock. Like,
first of all, Elton John has some songs that are pretty rockin' that are correct. That are not soft rock.
He's pop rock,
and he also is a singer songwriter. He really is transcendental when it comes to
it didn't make sense where they were throwing him in every time. Like, this doesn't make sense.
And the Carpenters, who I like, generally speaking, I consider them to be just pop. They're not soft rock. They were just pop.
Yeah.
Good pop. There is such a thing as high quality pop music, but they're not soft rock either. The Doobie Brothers, sure, that's soft rock. Why not? But again, they just didn't know. It didn't know what its own premise was, and it didn't follow through well enough. Where they either should have just focused on 1975 to 1980, like this is what defined soft rock from 1975 to 1980. Like, just close it in, or just focus in on it could have just been a Michael McDonald documentary, and it probably would have been more successful. But, or
or it could have been about something completely different.
It was like someone said, you know what songs I really like? These 5 songs. Let's make a documentary and just say it's about soft rock. It wasn't cohesive at all.
It wasn't cohesive. That was the problem. It didn't have a story to tell. It was like like the majority of the time is it just like playing you like 15 seconds of a song and then going on to another song for 15 seconds, and you have a montage of those, and you go like, hey, I recognized all those, or I'm like, I've never heard that one song they just played. I don't know what that is. Like, I'm sure you knew all of them, Wombat.
Oh yeah, I knew all of them.
There was a couple in there that were deeper cuts than the rest.
Mm-hmm. Which is fine.
It's just fine. It's just I didn't get anything out of it. Like, and then the last, like, it was a 3-parter. So the first was like, I don't know, the rise, the rain, and the resurgence or something.
The rise, the fall, and
sure, whatever. And then the resurgence episode didn't do enough either. Of like, it was basically just about how hip hop took all these songs and sampled them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which, like, I guess that's
all that matters.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. That was the most interesting part of it. Was like, oh, okay, this is this song, and I see what they did with it. That's more interesting than like, here's why Captain and Tennille had a dead marriage.
Mm-hmm. Which again could be its own documentary. You wanted to
absolutely.
Make it, you want to make like did my heart break for Toni Tennille when she was telling her story? 100%.
Yeah. It was just like a weird part of the documentary. It's like, oh, we've got this real tone shift here where they keep on showing pictures of them, and you're like, oh, yeah, that you can tell. Why didn't anybody know?
Exactly. Yeah. How did we all miss this? And the same thing, even like the Rupert Holmes stuff, like that was also very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his part was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Or maybe, I mean, again, it could have been, instead of 3 episodes, it could have been like 6 episodes where they just did a half hour on soft rock greats, and it was just, and here's a half hour on Rupert Holmes, and here's a half hour on Toni Tennille, and here's a half hour on
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, exactly.
When they started playing the Rolling Stones, I'm like,
that's soft rock. I mean, it is.
They said when Angie went to #1, that's when soft rock became mainstream, and I'm like, I mean, I don't even know if that's soft rock. It's a ballad. It's different. I don't know. I'm not. It's not America. Like America, I would consider to be a soft rock, but even that sort of borderline folk rock, soft rock, right?
Yeah, there's like the Carpenters, I would even say borderline folk a little bit. They're folk poppy.
Yeah, folk pop.
Yeah.
With America being folk rock. I'll take it. I won't fight that.
Yeah. It just seemed like there were so many other interesting ways it could have gone to like this, like maybe touch on emo at some point. If you're going to say like, hey, here's the roots of how we got to emo from like kind of
I think there's a through line from Alone Again Naturally to the Smiths. Sure. Why not?
Right. Like it's the same, like if you're musically different, but like thematically, yes.
There's something there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we could have done a better job on this documentary series.
I 100%. Yeah. Think we could have. Yes. Oh, and I also started watching Blood of Zeus, which is an anime series about.
I think I watched that
on Netflix that my daughter told me I would like. So I watched the first 2 episodes.
What's that about? I feel like I watched that.
There's a kid and he's the son of Zeus, and he's got to stop the demons.
I don't think I watched it.
Oh, it's made by the same people that made the Castlevania show.
That I watched.
I know. So if you like the Castlevania show, you'll probably like Blood of Zeus.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's on Netflix, so you already have that.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we let's do a quick shopping news and then you can do a word from our sponsor.
Sounds good.
Scott Dave writes in to let us know that Best Buy has made a pretty big change in their policy. So if you're a Best Buy member, you'll get free shipping on all your orders. There's no minimums anymore, but no more points unless you buy everything on a Best Buy credit card. You have to apply for the My Best Buy credit card. And then you get points again. I'm not doing that. I don't think.
No.
You're going to have to give me something really good to get me to sign up for your credit card.
I don't
can't take away something and then make me sign up for it.
To me, this signals from Best Buy's side, like because they're trying to get everybody to sign up for these cards to get their income locked in, right?
But why give you the free shipping? That's going to cost money. I feel like that's not a great. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's a move. I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like they're going to roll that one back is how I see that working.
Okay.
I think they're going to offer that free shipping for a little bit just to make this blow a little bit easier.
Maybe that's why they did it in the first place. Pretty much. Yeah.
I think that'll get rolled back probably. I don't know if they define anything. I'd say within 6 months that free shipping will go away.
Right. Something's gonna. I don't know. It's not a good trade-off in my opinion. But you got to give me something good. Like
I haven't bought much from Best Buy in probably a year.
I got it. Credit card. Sign up for the My Best Buy credit card, and it also comes with like a gamers club. It brings back the gamers club.
You might get people to sign up for that.
It's kind of the only way.
Yeah, Gamers Club Unlocked was like the best thing.
Sure.
Remember how great that was?
I'm gonna remind me to talk to them about that.
Yeah, if you pitch that as a credit card offering, they'd make all kinds of money off of that because they would make that extra, like whatever, that 20% off games, they would make that back in interest like instantly, where a whole bunch of gamers sign up and don't manage credit cards well.
I'll pitch it. We need to bring back Gamers Club by any means necessary.
Yeah.
All right. Wombat's got to pay the bills by any means necessary.
Yeah, let's talk about our friends at HelloFresh. We love HelloFresh. Even Cheapy does. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. You've got New Year's goals, and HelloFresh is here to help you achieve them. Skip the grocery store and take control of your time and budget with delicious recipes delivered right to your door. Fast and fresh recipes, HelloFresh's latest line of meals featuring robust flavors and filling portions are ready in less than 15 minutes. Enjoy the taste of done quick with recipes like falafel power bowls, seared steak and potatoes with béarnaise sauce, or Southwest pork and bean burritos. With HelloFresh, eating well in the new year can be stress-free and delicious with over 35 weekly recipes. They have the options you're looking for to help you achieve your goals. Choose calorie smart and carb smart recipes, or even customize select meals by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading your proteins, or adding protein to a veggie dish. We all want to save money this time of year, but did you know that HelloFresh helps you save money all year round? In fact, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% cheaper than takeout. I know we all use HelloFresh. I had actually tonight I had the dill chicken, which I believe was the first thing I ever got from HelloFresh. And it's so good. Here I am years later, still eating the dill chicken with the potatoes and the broccoli. It's so
I went
good.
with the shepherd's pie tonight.
Ah, that's a good
one.
one
Do
too.
that one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one.
That is a fun one. When we do that one, we have like the separate ramekins. So we make personal shepherd's pies. That's how we do that.
We have no ramekins.
I highly recommend investing in some good ramekins to make individual shepherd's pies. But we had tacos last night.
You make those in your ramekins too?
No, we had tacos just as tacos. They were very good. I like that. And what else we got? Oh, yeah. Go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast21 and use code CAGcast21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/CAGcast21 and use code CAGcast21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice face.
I was surprised to hear about the offer.
Yes. Alexa, turn on the lights.
I feel like you just got to sit in the dark next time.
Why? I like saying the thing.
It's annoying. If you feel like if you can't sort that out, like why does the audience have to suffer through that every week? Just sit in the dark.
I don't
sit in
think
the
the audience
dark.
suffers.
Either fix it or sit in the dark.
I don't think anyone's suffering.
I mean, people have to have their lights turned on because you can't figure out how to work your lights.
It really depends on where they are.
What do you mean?
Like, what if they're in a room that doesn't have an Amazon device? They're fine. I think very few people are really going to suffer from this. I think you're
classic response.
How
about your fortnightly news?
I don't have much as far as Fortnite news goes.
Classic response.
Because there isn't any. Because the next big update is this coming Tuesday. First one in over a month. We all have very high hopes for it, and we hope to not be disappointed. So, that's it. That's it. Are you going to watch the developer direct on January 25th at 3 o'clock Eastern?
No, definitely not.
You don't want to learn more about Minecraft Legends, Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and the Elder Scrolls Online?
I'm only interested in Starfield.
Well, that's going to be a standalone show that's in the works.
I don't believe it. No, it's probably,
I feel like I already know everything I need to know with just you reading me those 4 titles.
Right, exactly. Right? Well, I don't know what Redfall is. I will admit.
I forgot what Redfall is, and I had to look it up. That's the game where it's like what Left 4 Dead, but it's not Left 4 Dead. It's Redfall.
Left 4 Red.
Fall.
Yeah, I'm interested in Starfield. I'll say that.
I'm interested in Starfield.
I will say that. I will admit that.
Yep.
I can't really watch these things anymore. It's like I'd rather just watch the clips on YouTube. Like it seems a waste of time to just sit there and watch, the guys talk, the talking heads part. What else we got
now?
Did you read any about this Ubisoft nonsense that's going on?
I saw that they delayed Skull and Bones again, but I don't know what the other games that they are.
Well, they were 3 unannounced games that they canceled. So apparently, these people who've been working at Ubisoft for years on these games, their games are not coming out. And what's his face at Ubisoft, the guy in charge? The company said it's facing major challenges as the industry continues to shift towards mega brands and long-lasting titles. So now they're only focusing on mega brands.
Wait a minute. The NFTs didn't save the company?
No, they have to find mega brands. So it's not even AAA games.
They have mega brands. They are a mega brand. What are they talking about? That means they're not going to make anything but Assassin's Creed? Is that what they're saying?
I think that's what they're saying.
So they're going the Activision route.
Yeah, I guess so. Which doesn't shock me.
No, because their stock has to perform at a very high level, and they've traditionally had a very large portfolio with some really head scratchers on some of the releases they would put out.
Yeah, I mean they're the only major publisher without some sort of live service game that's I think has a real audience.
Except Rainbow Six.
Yeah, doesn't one of their Tom Clancy's have an audience?
Rainbow Six Siege has done well. I don't know if it's
still setting the world on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I played it, and I really liked that game, and it's a very good game, but it had a really toxic community, which is why I stopped playing that altogether.
They have to be working on that thing that I mentioned last week, the Rainbow Six, like cooperative.
Something. There's got to be something
escape
that
from
they.
Tarkov thing. It's just it's too obvious.
I'm sure there's something they have that will work, but they've tried so many times and have failed.
Rainbow Six is like a pretty big brand. Like I feel like there should be a lot of Rainbow Six things coming out.
They tried a Rainbow Six game last year and it was really bad.
They did? Oh, right. They did. Yeah. But that was such a bad idea with the aliens. Right? It wasn't that aliens? See, that was so dumb. That was so dumb. Ship already forgot about that game.
I already forgot about,
He doesn't even think we're making shit up.
It was a very yellow game about shooting aliens.
Do you remember the name?
Rainbow Six yellow aliens.
Extinction, Annihilation, something like that.
Something like that.
It just sounds like I didn't know that was a game. Like I thought that was just like a mode.
I think.
Oh, okay. It's a free to play.
I think.
Sure.
Yeah, we need to shoot. If we're doing Rainbow Six, okay, we need to shoot tangos.
Yes.
We need to hear the game say tango down, and we need to be putting the tangos down. If you're not doing that,
I need to be able to put on a night vision goggle.
Yes, that is good.
And I need to be able to see a terrorist in a room with a hostage in a chair, so I could say the hostage is in the chair. Don't shoot the hostage. The terrorist is in the corner.
I feel like there's more like army lingo that you would use instead of saying like that.
I would say the tango is in the corner.
Shoot them in the head.
The asset is in the chair.
Right.
Yeah. Asset. Eyes on the asset. Tango in the room. How's that?
Right.
Is that
That's
good?
And then you say tango down after you shoot him.
And then I'm like, I'm going in. I've got the shot. I'm going to say, I will say, I got the shot. I'm going to take it.
Yes. They need no aliens. Because what do you get? That's stupid.
It is stupid.
That was a bad idea.
There are certain things in Siege that work really well, like the destructible environments, but not just how they're destructible in that sort of realistic way. The gadgets and stuff are a lot of fun.
Yes.
The people just sucked.
Right. It's a competitive, these types of competitive team-based things, like they can only really go one way, sort of. Like.
Yep. I would also like a third person mode. But
right.
That's just me. I'm dying.
Right.
All right. We know.
We hear. Here, we can get to the CAG bag so you can die quicker.
I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay. At Three Toe Hoth writes in and says, better ping pong player, Susan Sarandon or Serena Williams? Now, I thought this was a good question.
I saw your tweet.
The problem is Susan Sarandon is like 76 years old. At this point. And I've never really, I know that she's an owner, she's really into ping pong, and she's part owner of Spin, which is like this ping pong / club, like nightclub in Manhattan. And they're they're taking over Caroline's that's just went out of business in Times Square. I would say for sure I could find like a 76-year-old players who could beat Serena Williams, but I don't know that Susan Sarandon is one of them. I feel like I tried going on YouTube to look at videos of her playing. There's no like clear videos. They're always like they cut away. It's like something funny with James Corden, and it's like it's a goof. I don't know how to answer the question. I would still put my money. I don't know. That is tough. I don't have an answer for you. But I definitely know like a 76-year-old guy that can beat Serena. He can't really move much, but he can still beat Serena.
Do I know this guy?
Jerry? Did you see Jerry?
Yeah.
That guy can beat Serena.
All right.
He can beat, Jerry.
I know Jerry.
He doesn't need to move much. If you make him move, he's going to have a problem. But I don't think Serena's going to be able to make him move.
So you think when Susan Sarandon said that Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are the same, she was talking about their ability to play ping pong, and we all just misunderstood?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes, it makes so much more sense now.
I don't know why she's talking about that stuff.
That's kind of like her bag.
She should be working on her ping pong game.
She does.
She should be training. I've never seen her at Spin training. I can say that. Mm-hmm. I've been there a lot, and I've never seen her there training. Let's see. I got to make this font bigger or get glasses. Malau, what brand is Shipwreck's TV and what was the size of the old projector screen? What do you prefer, the TV or the projector?
So my TV's a TCL because they're good, but not great quality, but they're great price compared to everything else.
Especially at that size, I would think.
Oh yeah, especially just in general though. I think they make very affordable TVs that when you start looking at the competitors, like it's a significant jump up in cost a lot of the time. And
I have a TCL. Mine's a 65-inch TV, and it cost, I think, more than 90% less than Shipwreck's.
More than 90% less. Do the math, Ship, quick. $7. Wanda paid $7 for that television. Good deal.
My old projector screen was 100 inches, and my TV is 98 inches.
Wow.
So, and
as Cheapy can confirm, that 2 inches makes a difference.
Unless you're getting a camera shoved up your dick, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the TV is better than projector.
Right.
We all knew that.
We all know that.
Right.
You would have to, I mean, do they even make a projector that can be as good as a TV, or do you have to, I mean, if you have the money?
TV's always going to win.
Right. How could it not?
Yeah, I mean, there's really great projectors out there, but you're going to be spending a ridiculous amount for them, and they're always going to be limited on brightness. Right? You're just going to get a brighter picture with a TV.
Team TV.
Yep.
At Cheeks McGee 33 writes in and he asks, how does Wombat feel about the current season and cast of SNL? Was it in consideration for his top shows list? Go ahead. And there's part 2.
Yeah. It's all right. Hasn't been the greatest season. It's, Cecily Strong left, and she's the last of probably the last golden era of SNL. It's funny, I had this conversation with my daughter this week where she's been in her lifetime, she's seen a full cast rotation on SNL. Cecily Strong being the last cast member that was on the show before she was born, essentially. So it was interesting even for her to be like, wow, to realize that there was an old cast and a new cast even for her, which I thought was fun. But anyway, they're a talented group. I don't think that there's a lack of talent there. I just think that they just need to find something that kind of gels a little bit.
Like a Goat Boy or something.
Yeah, like a Goat Boy. Those were bad years too. I think that, there's no clear star of the show. And sometimes this show needs a star to work, like a Will Ferrell or, a Kate McKinnon. Chris Farley or Adam Sandler or, even a Mike Myers or a Dana Carvey. And there were still other great talents on there, and you can name them all, but there was always that one person that was kind of like, you could put them in any sketch at any time and they're going to elevate that sketch just enough where it can become a classic. And I don't know if that person is on that show right now, or if that person is, they haven't been given that chance. Like, is it James Arnold Johnson, the guy who does Trump? He's fantastic. Like, everything he does is really good. He's really good. Chloe Fineman's really good. Sarah Sherman is really good. There's some really good people on there. I don't know if either they're not given the chance to really elevate, or if that person is just missing. There you go.
Sure. Part 2 of his question is completely unrelated. How often do your kids do chores? Do they get an allowance?
They don't do chores enough. Elliot has a chart because he wants a new pair of Nikes, and he wants like an expensive pair of Nikes. So he has to do chores.
Which ones?
I don't know. I could ask him, but he has the shoe chart. And when he does chores, he gets like a shoe colored in. And once he gets enough shoes colored in, then he gets the new sneakers.
I did that with Ty when I was potty training him.
Yeah.
Every time he made a duty, I would fill in the circle.
And once you get enough, yeah. And Sabrina has a job now. She babysits.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't need our money.
Sweet.
So yeah, she works for a woman down the block who has 2 small children, And the funny thing is that both parents work from home, but a couple of days a week they have like a meeting or something where they're in the house. They're still in the house, but they have Sabrina come over for like a couple of hours
until
babysit. Yeah, like, can you come over for 2 hours and watch like that? And it's so weird now. Like, she gets Venmo'd when she gets paid. Like,
sure.
It's not even. Yeah, I don't know. It's modern times.
We accept Venmo at the club.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of our prime methods of.
We have the. I pay my kids in Venmo.
Do you know? But yeah, Sabrina.
I use wampum, actually.
I don't even know how much she makes. I have no idea what she has in money. So
the IRS does.
Yeah, probably.
If you use Venmo.
If you use Venmo. We do the chore cards. So yeah, they fill them up. They do chores fairly often. My daughter a little bit more than my son because she's older. But right now they're filling up their chore cards to replace my Scott Rowland bobblehead that they broke. So that's
nice. I like they're trying to dig their way out. They're trying to dig their way out.
They're trying to dig their way out of debt. Yeah, on this one until they get the next round of chore cards where they can actually earn something that they want.
That's funny.
That's rough.
Ty only has. I only give him one job. Well, two jobs. But his main job is to empty the dishwasher, and his other job is to clean his bathroom and his room. And other than that, he doesn't have to do anything else. But I also don't really give him an allowance. But because he doesn't really need anything. So like I give him money for shit if he needs to go somewhere. But he never really asks to like buy stuff or.
You don't have pets or anything too. So some of the chores in that realm are not available to you.
Yeah, most of the things like, I wouldn't trust him like to take out the garbage. Like I feel like he would just fucking dump it. It would just the bag would break and wind up all of, down the stairs or some shit. Or, dishwasher, you can't fuck up that. You can't fuck that up too badly. No offense, son. You're very capable. But yeah. Okay. Maybe he'll get a job. That's enough show. Wombat is dying. I can see his eyes. His eyes have fogged up his glasses. He is done. But we're out of show anyway. So we will see you next week. Oh, wait. Let's give a shout out. Before we go, we got to give a shout out to our friend Ben's latest cannabis event in New York. You can go to bit.ly/NYgrowers. Check it out. It sounds like it's really going to be good. I don't know if I can go, but I would like to go. That's bit.ly/New York Growers. You got first dibs because tickets just went on sale. Wombat, you going to go?
I doubt it.
Gah! You got to support Ben. He needs your support. Can you just send him money? All right. Wombat's dying. We will see you next week.
Bread's done.